Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are conducting a masterclass on media manipulation with their very hyped up, extended, brand new multi-year contract with Netflix. In other words, they've been downgraded. Now, we all know the truth behind the contract is not as rosy and as shiny as it seems. There was a lot of drama and tension and fighting behind the scenes. So today we're going to expose the truth behind Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's Netflix contract and the future of her As Ever brand. You guys, we have a lot of juicy royal daily tea to get through today. So you know what to do. Sit back and relax. Grab yourself a beverage and let's get into the royal daily tea. Hi everyone, it's Michelle and welcome back to the Royal Daily Tea. So if you're new here, hi, hello, and welcome. We discuss all things royal here on this channel, and I'm working really hard to get to 50K subscribers. So I really hope if you enjoy this content that you will consider like, sharing, and subscribing. Now, let's get into today's video. So before we get into today's video, I thought we would do some royal recap. Today is Princess Anne's 75th birthday. So happy birthday to the Princess Royal. I love this throwback photograph of Princess Anne. And in celebration of her big milestone birthday, they released a brand new photograph. Here is a new photograph of Princess Anne alongside her husband, Sir Timothy Lawrence. In my opinion, this woman just gets better with age. She has class and elegance and has served her country well. I know her mother would be very, very proud of her. So happy birthday to Princess Anne, and may she have many, many more. So YouGov just came out with a brand new poll ranking Prince William as the most popular royal. He narrowly beat out his wife, Catherine, the Princess of Wales, who has been reigning supreme as the #1 most popular royal for several months. Prince William has a 74% positive approval rating, while his wife Catherine has a 71% approval rating. Now, we know that Catherine and William are both very competitive, so I'm sure she's going to work really hard to knock him off the top spot. In third, of course, we have Princess Anne, the Princess Royal, at a 70% approval rating. Now, King Charles is holding on with a 59% approval rating, and Queen Camilla is holding on with 43%. Now, the three people at the bottom of the list are absolutely no surprise to anybody. Prince Harry holding on at 28% approval rating, which is a lot higher than I actually thought it would be. Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, coming in at 20%. Again, a lot higher than I thought it would be. And of course, Prince Andrew at the bottom of the barrel at a 5% approval rating. I want to know who those 5% are. So again, it is no shock that people are just in love with Prince William. Now, to cement Prince William's popularity of becoming the people's prince, in my opinion, he is becoming more and more like his mother. Watch this adorable reaction with him and a baby who has the name of George.
How are you doing? Nice to see you this afternoon. Hello. Who's this? George. Wow, George. I love your top. Look at this. Look at the tractor and the shoes. I love this. How old is George? So sweet. You're very smiley. You see well? First one. Oh, fantastic. You enjoy your tractors, mister? Yeah. Go to the animals later.
What a gorgeous man he is, and he is so much like his mom. He is definitely the people's prince. But do you agree with the YouGov polling of Prince William being the most popular royal? Leave me your comment, guys, down below. So let's talk about this brand new multi-year shiny deal that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are gushing about to the media. Everyone who's been watching my channel knows we already called it, that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's original 5-year contract with Netflix has officially ended. It's going to run out in September. That initial contract was not renewed, nor was it extended. And here's why. Now, we've mentioned on my channel several times that Netflix is changing their business model. They can no longer afford to pay these celebrities millions upon millions of dollars for subpar programs that simply are not converting. So Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have been downgraded, much like they've done with the Obamas. Again, people are just not interested in these mega celebrities and the crap that they're putting out. People are tuning in more to like YouTube than they are to Netflix, and people like Meghan and Harry do not translate into butts in seats. They came out with this gushing story trying to pull one over on the media, a little bit of a positive PR spin, if you will. But Harry and Meghan have been downgraded. They went from having a very exclusive contract to pretty much being a free agent. So the brand new contract that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have is not an extension of their original contract. It's simply a first look deal. This is something they give to people who are unknown in the industry, who are just starting out. And so Netflix will meet with you. They will decide if they want to purchase your product or your project, and then they will give you money. Beforehand, everyone just gave everything to Harry and Meghan based upon who they were and their royal titles. But Netflix found out the hard way that was not a good business move. Now, in 5 years, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have done 5 projects. Her cooking show topped at 383, and his polo show was ranked 3,436. So for the amount of press and PR that these two people receive on a daily basis, considering the fact he's a royal prince, he is the son of the sitting king of the UK, and the 300 plus stories a day that come out about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, that couldn't even help their shows on Netflix. So Netflix is starting to realize, even if you have a royal title and you're super infamous, it's not guaranteed to be a success. So this new contract is not a renewal or an extension. It is simply a downgraded contract for a first look deal. Now, Richard Eden wrote an article kind of going into a little bit more of a description of what this contract is. Richard Eden says, don't believe the gushing nonsense you're hearing about Meghan and Harry's Netflix deal. I've been told the truth, and it's very different. Again, we have been talking about that for a while here on my channel, and we basically called it out. This is pretty much a nice way for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle to save face publicly. Now, they did come out with a statement earlier this week, and they said, quote, "We're proud to extend our partnership with Netflix and expand our work together to include the As Ever brand. My husband and I feel very inspired by our partners who work closely with us and our Archewell Productions team to create thoughtful content across genres that resonates globally and celebrates our shared vision." Now, it has been widely reported that Netflix and Meghan have had some butting of heads behind the scenes. Things have not been rosy with Archewell Foundation and Netflix. So in my opinion, this is very much a face-saving agreement in which Netflix is actually coming out the winner because they are under absolutely no obligation to commission any project that Harry and Meghan might suggest. So in a way, it's good to keep them on a leash. They're kind of dangling a carrot in front of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. So where they have the best of both worlds, where they can pretend to have a partnership and a relationship, and they can let them go to other people with their crap projects. But what this first look project does, it gives them the first right of refusal above their competitors, but also it keeps Meghan and Harry around So if they decide to come up with a divorce story, or perhaps Harry and Meghan Part 2, where they're going to trash the royal family, Netflix can pull them right back and put it on the air. Now, they did say they're going to add, of course, season 2 of With Love, Meghan, which we all know was already filmed when they filmed season 1. And now they're coming out with a Christmas special and some kind of documentary about a Ugandan orphanage. Now, I'm not trying to be unkind here, but that doesn't sound like a very exciting program to watch on Netflix. It kind of sounds like a Live to Lead. Now, apparently it was made and produced by another company. So again, Harry and Meghan are just slapping their names on other people's work. It seems like it's been already completed and they're just kind of backing the project, much like they did with Live to Lead. Now, there has been a ton of rumors that there's been a lot of drama with Netflix, Meghan Markle behind the scenes. If you remember, right before they released the first trailer, where she delayed the release of her trailer for her first season of With Love, Meghan, was due to the California wildfires, where she had people fired. She blamed people for her trailer doing really, really poorly, getting very bad comments. Meghan Markle blamed the people at Netflix and heads rolled. Meghan Markle has been a complete arse to work with. Many people do not like her. She's difficult and she didn't produce the goods. Her show was in the top 300s. So for the amount of work and effort they had to put in behind the scenes, it tanked. And many, many people were very, very unhappy with her and her large production and with all of her many, many demands. So there's a lot of drama. There was a lot of meetings that were happening between Netflix and Meghan Markle and her team. So why would Netflix come out with a Christmas special? Why are they giving Harry the Ugandan orphanage show? They're doing it to appease them, again, to kind of dangle the carrot just in case anything good and juicy comes down the pike. Another problem that Netflix had with Harry and Meghan was the fact that Harry and Meghan were giving away the goods for free. That twerking video that they released on her Instagram was a major sore spot for Netflix. That was something they should have had in the documentary. And the fact that he wrote the book Spare just 2 months after the documentary came out, they were pissed that he released his book so close to the documentary. The documentary came out in November of 2022, and his book Spare came out in January of 2023. So Netflix was not happy with the fact that Harry dropped his bombshell book 2 months after the Harry and Meghan documentary. They didn't give it enough time to marinate and to really be a ratings bonanza. And they left a lot of the good stuff in the book. And so Netflix was like, what the hell are we paying for here? Why buy the cow when you get the milk for free? So that twerking video that they released, again, they weren't happy. The fact that they could have put that in the documentary. They weren't happy that Spare came out 2 months later. They weren't happy with the fact that Meghan and Harry did absolutely no advertising for pretty much anything that they did on Netflix. Polo tanked because Harry did no advertising. Meghan Markle did no advertising for With Love, Meghan until the very last moment. Again, Netflix was shelling out all this money for two people who barely did any work. So there was a lot of drama behind the scenes. The other part of the drama is the scarcity tactic that Meghan Markle employed with her first 2 drops of her As Ever product. Now remember, Netflix has partnered with Meghan Markle for her As Ever products. They were not happy with the way that Meghan ran her production. Now, Netflix is a, quote, silent partner. They gave her money, and she is the one who handled all of the distribution, the production, the marketing, etc. She went with Snow Commerce, who is horrible. And we all know what a ruckus that has turned out to be. So Meghan Markle has done this scarcity tactic for her first 3 launches of her As Ever brand. The first 2 for her jams and her cookies, and the third was for her As Ever wine. But that is blown up in her face, and they say behind the scenes, Meghan might have inflated some of the numbers and some of the sales. So Netflix is like, what the hell is going on. So, according to insiders, according to Neil Sean, Netflix is going to be taking a bigger role in helping to run the distribution and the production and the advertising for Meghan Markle's As Ever. So the reason that Netflix came out with the Christmas special with Meghan Markle, it's not because they want to celebrate the holidays with Meghan and her one family member and make those little sugar cookies with the fake flowers around the tree. They're doing the Christmas special because they're going to be introducing a very soft launch for Meghan Markle's brand new As Ever products that are coming out in 2026. It is going to be heavy on product placement. Now, season 2 was already filmed. We don't know if the products are going to be in there at that time, but we do know that moving forward, Netflix has big plans for As Ever and expansion. They want to add the As Ever products to the Netflix house stores. Now, they couldn't do that because Meghan Markle had a scarcity tactic going on where she was selling out of all of her very tiny quantities very, very quickly. So it didn't look good for Netflix and how they could expand the As Ever brand. So rumor on the street is, and according to Neil Sean, don't shoot the messenger, they could have a With Love Meghan season 3. Now, I know you want to throw your computer, but hear me out. Netflix needs to recoup the money that they have invested in Meghan Markle. And they're embarrassed of their association with the woman who is running her business so poorly. So season 3 would be a completely different show than the first 2 seasons. Again, they were filmed at the same time. So season 2 is just a continuation of season 1 with a couple of very subpar celebrities. And we'll get into that in another video. But season 3 would be a completely different show where Meghan would have a smaller production and she would have more interaction with her guests, maybe bigger guests. There would be a lot of product placement within the show. They would really be ramping up the As Ever products. The first time they filmed the show, there wasn't any products available. It was before her products had actually launched, because she was still trying to call it American Riviera Orchard. There was the whole trademark thing. She hadn't yet named it As Ever. So even though she was using boxed sugar cookies and ginger tea and her fake flowers, she wasn't really promoting the product because she didn't have a product at the time to promote. And again, they had that whole name confusion thing going on. Well, for season 3, it would be a completely different show where they would integrate all of Meghan Markle's brand new housewares that she's planning to launch in 2026, along with her other products. So it'd be very, very heavily on advertisement. And they do plan to carry her As Ever line in the Netflix houses across the country. So again, Netflix is in it for the money. They need to push As Ever. They need it to be a success. So would season 3 help them? Absolutely. Now, again, they know it's not going to be a huge ratings bonanza, but for the amount of people who will tune in, it will be a great way to advertise the As Ever products. So could Meghan get a season 3? It's definitely in the works, and we'll keep you posted if I hear anything further on season 3. But for the Christmas special, it is definitely a soft launch for an upcoming product that is coming in 2026. So right now, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are in crisis mode, even though they're pretending they have this wonderful new extended contract with Netflix. It's actually a downgrade, and now they have to pay to play. They're not going to get paid unless they have a product that's ready to go. Now, again, they're still trying to drag that dead horse around in a circle, talking about meet me at the lake. It's still coming, folks. Again, it's been 18 months. Nothing has moved forward. Even if they get people together, will it be green lighted with Netflix? Only time will tell. So what does this mean for the future of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle? Again, everyone in the industry knows they've been downgraded. This is a humiliation. But again, it's the way that Netflix is doing business, and they're not the only people. The Obamas got the exact same thing. The problem with Harry and Meghan is their currency, their relevancy is tied up in the royal family. And every year that they go farther and farther away from the royal family, their relevancy starts to tank with them. So in my opinion, I think we're going to see the end of Harry and Meghan and their creative projects probably waning out until 2027, unless Amazon or Hulu or someone else decides to sign them. They're going to have a very hard time making it in Hollywood. Again, Netflix, Spotify were the two biggest people in town, and they were paid a lot of money up front. Now nobody is going to offer them being paid up front in the future. Instead, it's going to be a project by project basis, which for two people who were very, very bad at working, that's not a good thing because it's going to force them to work. They can no longer monetize their association with the royal family, and their titles are not putting money in the bank. So what do y'all think about the real story behind the scenes of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's contract? And what do you think is going to happen for the future? Do you think that Meghan Markle will sign with Love Season 3? Leave me your comments, guys, down below. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope to see y'all in the next one. Bye, guys.